What's up, guys? I'm gonna go over the best way to help you improve, which is analyzing your own replays. I'm gonna go over how to do that. A lot of people ask me, how do I analyze my own replays? Obviously, we wouldn't be making the decisions you're making if you thought they were wrong, so I understand why it seems like it's difficult to analyze your own replays, but it's really, really easy. And we'll go over that now. I'm playing with Seabass on my team, and we're against Relly and Ticarel. Both these guys are really good players. But we're gonna analyze this replay and figure out how we could have played this better, what we could have done to have played this better. I can't remember if we win or lose this, but I do know this was yesterday, so hopefully I'll have the ideas behind what I was doing in my head still, and go over whether or not they were right or wrong, and why, but let's go and check it out. So you'll notice Seabass was applying pressure there and I was waiting back. Generally how you want to play twos, one person applies pressure, the other person sits back and waits. I definitely could have done something better here. I ran out of boost. My intention here was to try and get this behind him this way, but as soon as he turned out wide like this, I knew that I couldn't beat him. I was trying to pinch this on the ground, but what we could have done here is, instead of jumping, I think that we could have stayed close to the ball and gone for a 50-50 that possibly went out in front of the net, and maybe Seabass could have followed it, because I did have him beat here. There was no way that he could have gotten to this ball before me right here. This is my ball. So I jump early because I'm trying to catch him off guard, but I should have just gone for a 50-50. Maybe it could have resulted in something better. So now I'm stuck in a bad spot. I leave Seabass back by himself. He's able to save that though. Can always trust Seabass. Right there, I should have challenged this. I was worried that he was gonna hit this over me, but either way, I think that committing here and forcing him to hit this is the better option, because by pulling off, I allow him the opportunity to also pull off and take his time here. So I think a better decision here would have been to immediately challenge this ball, even if I was worried he had me beat, because by going here, I'd be forcing him to go rather than giving him all this space and time. Seabass does well. He recognizes that I don't go and I should have, so he goes in instead. Right here, definitely could have done better with this. So I just think I need to read this bounce a little bit better. I didn't think it was gonna bounce out as far as it did. And I think I read it somewhere here, but I ended up having to hit it here. There, I was just trying to turn and get a quick shot as fast as I could, because both of these guys are committed upfield. I don't have a ton of boost, so I can't use a bunch on my turnaround. I have to save a good majority of it for the shot, because I need to build some speed and try and shoot. But right here, Relly does well to get back in time. I start boosting a little too soon maybe, and end up using a little bit too much of my boost on the turn. We don't get as much power on our hit. So basically, any time that you have an opportunity to score, like that right there, I had an opportunity, it was a possibility. It was tough, but it was possible. Anytime you have that opportunity to score and you don't in a replay, go back and try and figure out what you could have done to have scored there. Right here, something I could have done better would potentially be flying under this ball and tilting my car back, so that as it comes down, I can flip into it. Maybe that would have given it more power than turning and trying to shoot this. Ticarel beats me there. He's faster to this ball. I need to go for an angle like this, but notice how I kind of angle out a little bit more. That's what gives him the ability to beat me here. I thought about moving in there, but I quickly realized Seabass was kind of stuck in that corner, and I didn't want to move in while he was stuck there. I want to make sure that he's got ample time to rotate out before I move in. I want to make sure that I'm doing this without hesitating here next time. I want it to be my first thought to turn out and shadow here, because again, Seabass, we're just buying him time to get back. Right there, I noticed Ticarel is in the middle of a flip. Anytime somebody's in the middle of a flip, they can't control their car. They're gonna finish that flip and that's it, right? And so while he's in that flip, I know that I can move in without getting punished or beat. The ball's a little bit above him, so I know that by the time he lands and jumps, he's gonna have a little bit of air time before he can make contact. So we move in, we go for the shot, and Seabass starts bumping him out of the way, which helps us out even more. So this is an open net. Relly goes for that side boost. So we move in, see the open net, take the shot. So I go for boost. Honestly, I recommend going for boost in twos. You can get to the boost and turn by the time your teammate gets the kickoff. Puts you in a really good position with full boost to follow up anything that happens. Nothing wrong with cheating, but I find it to be a little bit riskier. Here we go early. This is, again, just buying time for Seabass to get back. I know that if I let Ticarel carry this, he's buying time for Relly to get in a position to possibly shoot it. The longer I wait to go for this, the more options Ticarel has. And so what I'm doing here is I'm going high and I'm forcing him to either get challenged by me, or try and go low. If he goes low, that gives Seabass a much better angle to turn around and challenge this. And so basically what I'm doing here is I'm cutting off any angle that he has on the high touch, and so Seabass has that much of an easier save. So anytime you're in a position where you need the challenge and you've got somebody behind you, in this instance he's not really behind me yet, but I know that by the time I get to this ball he will be behind me, and so this is one of those game sense things that you have to know. And if he goes high with it, I want to cut that high angle off, because as a defender from the ground it's much easier to save this low angle. T-Crow's doing a really good job of interfering, not letting us get comfortable. There I'm just trying to pass it over to Seabass. We definitely could have done better with this. I double jumped into this. I think I should have front flipped. That would have given a lot more power straight to Seabass. Here, I think that I should have shot this over Relly. I was too concerned about going underneath Relly and then over T-Corel. I didn't want to shoot this and let T-Corel just get a save. But I think that would have been the better option, because if we shoot this, well, we beat Relly, we've pulled him out, and then we're forcing T-Crow to make the save as well. That gives Seabass kind of like a either one-on-one or possibly an open net. We would have beaten one player and had the other one drawn out of the play, but we try to go low and fake it underneath Relly. He does well to get up for it. So I think we should have just shot that a little bit earlier. So again, right here, that interference, really important, just jumping in the way, giving our defender, our last man back a little bit easier time on defense. This challenge, I think that I should have flipped the other way. I think that if we jump here, Relly's coming from this direction, so the ball is most likely going to go this way. I think if we flipped this way, we could have won this 50 into the corner, possibly followed it. So we flipped the wrong way on this challenge, we end up losing it. So here, I definitely should have taken the middle boost. That would have denied it from Relly, and Relly probably wouldn't have demoed me if we took this path. So here I'm rushing right away. I just spawned. I know Seabass is upfield. We could see him. And so right here, I'm just going early to make T-Corel do something. Because if we let him have the space, he's going to dribble it, play it upfield, do whatever he wants. But if we rush him here, we're going to force him to hit it. Luckily, he hits it right to us. I think I could have scored that touch a little bit sooner. I think I end up scoring here either way, but it's definitely possible to save this slow of a hit. We definitely need to do better on that kind of touch. Shoot it straight at the net. So we're on 0 boost here. This is a pre-flip. It's where you use your flip not to initially hit the ball, but to hit the ball somewhere later in your flip. But we're out of boost, so we jump. We want T-Corel to be worried about us going for this, and so that's why we jump. If we look at this from his perspective, he sees us jump. He's probably thinking we're going to go for the aerial. So right here, he looks. See, he's looking for us. He sees us close. He sees us jump. He doesn't know how much boost we have. Come on now, why is it so small? He doesn't know how much boost we have, and so this jump here is to tell him, hey, I have boost, I'm going for this. So he thinks that we're going to get a high hit, so he goes up the back of the net thinking that the ball's coming up here, when really we're going low with it because we never had any boost in the first place. Your opponents, they can try and track how much boost you have, but there's no real way of them ever knowing how much boost you truly have. They'll either know you're low on boost, you've got a lot of boost, or you're out of boost. There's no real way to know, okay, he's got 15 boost, right? So if you can find an opportunity like that where you want to jump and make the person think you've got boost, it's a lot easier to do it and convince them you have some boost when you don't than people think. And so definitely a really viable strategy to use, kind of faking that you have boost. So right here, we're just in this shadow position. What I'm doing here is I'm staying wide. I'm keeping on the outside of Relly here. As soon as I get on the inside of him, I realize, okay, he can cut it behind me. We turn to get back on the outside. We always want to be on the outside of his line so that any shot he takes is in front of our car. This one, because we took that inside line and tried to get back out, he shoots and it's directly over us, and so we have to make a little bit of an awkward save. We do well to get to it, buy some time, and again, that landing is super crucial. The recovery, we want to be able to get back into the play right away. And so we move in on this immediately because there's not a lot of time left. We want to get this ball out of our side of the field, and we're trying to force T-Corel to do something so that Seabass can move in and follow up. Right here, I definitely should be jumping and clearing this. Relly's very close. He's facing me. I think I might have thought he was facing the other way, but I have to recognize that he's moving in here. And so we just need to clear this ball. That's all we need to do. We've got 20 seconds left. Just need to worry about clearing it. Really risky, almost works out for the other team here. T. Carell's doing really well at just being an annoyance. He's, again, just being in our face, not letting us get touches, trying to create an opening for Relly to move in and shoot. Right here, Seabass and I do well to get the clear. I think that's going to be the game. So this one I definitely could have scored a few opportunities that we missed due to some mechanical mistakes or possibly some decision-making errors. But I think that the main focus on replays is anytime you get scored on, and I know we didn't get scored on in this game, but anytime you get scored on, go back in the replay and find out why you got scored on. Not because, don't blame the person who misses the save, right? And sure, they should make that save, but there's gonna be something somewhere that you could have done differently that would have resulted in an entirely different outcome, that that shot would have never been taken in the first place. Anytime that you had an opportunity to shoot the ball and got dunked, or you missed your shot, anytime that happens, try to go back and figure out why. What could you have done to have scored it? Or what could you have done to beat the defender? Or how could you have gotten control of the ball faster? All these things are what you need to be able to do in a replay if you want to analyze yourself. But I'd say the biggest thing is efficiency. Always ask yourself, how could I have been quicker here? What could I have done to shave some time off? Because if you shave a second off in 20, 30 different spots in a game, well, you've just added an entire 30 seconds extra to being involved in the play throughout the whole game. And so anyway, guys, hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight on how you can analyze your own replays so that you don't need to go out and get a coach if you don't want to or you can't afford to. I definitely recommend getting one if you have the resources to. It's definitely going to benefit you, always getting insight from a player who's got more experience than you. But you don't need it. You can always self-analyze. It's going to take a little bit longer to learn some of the things, but you can definitely self-analyze. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you watched it all the way through, go ahead and comment Big Brain, because you're part of the Big Brain gang. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I've also got links in the description, maybe on screen somewhere, for my coaching services. If you guys want me to analyze some of your replays, we can definitely do that through Gamers Ready. All the information should be in the description below. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.